crazy stuff. I just heard some crazy stuff. A world without black people in rap. I know some of y'all watching football game. I'm about to go watch football games. But for those that's not watching the football game and those that's gonna catch this on the replay, I wanted to kind of do a recap on these two videos I heard by Charleston White and another guy, Ken Murphy. Salute to the chat. Salute. And basically, in a nutshell, one is talking about a world without blacks, and another one is talking about how rappers be snitching on themselves, and if they're dumb enough to tell the world what it is that they've done, then they deserve to go to jail. So I wanted to kind of get you guys your viewpoint, your standpoint on some things or whatever. So we're gonna get into this real quick. This first guy is Ken Murphy, fair use. I'm gonna be kind of breaking down some of the things that he's saying. He seems, to be honest with you, to me comes across as like a conservative guy that says things for shock value. So he's like the conservative Charleston White, which is interesting that these videos both got suggested to me or whatever. So I'm gonna let you guys hear what this says. I've never sat down and imagined a world without black people. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but black people have been behind a whole lot of engineering when it comes to the United States. They've helped foster so many inventions and just a lot of things behind the scenes that they never got credit for. So a world without black people, that means that we probably would be at some type of disadvantage, not only sports wise, but in reference to mind and power. I know there's a lot of people, that talk about, black men and ownership and not really having ownership of this and ownership of that. But I think that there are some black men out there that do possess that ownership, but they're far in between, or whatever case may be. And a lot of people don't have access to them, and I think that's the issue. When you don't have access to seeing certain things, when it's not publicized, when it's not promoted, you tend to think it don't exist. So I'm gonna play this video by Ken Murphy again, fair use. I'm hoping that he replies back. I'm interested to hear his reply back, but I want to listen to the video with you guys, and you guys tell me what you think. Salute to everybody in the chat.
Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far. Wanted to make a channel announcement real quick. I'm going to take the channel in another direction. Got some other plans for 2022.
I don't know, Miss Curlin. I don't know.
But I have some hardcore discussion. I want to talk about some really
this clip don't break down on me
this year on my channel. Clip. If it lasts, if the channel lasts. I mean, like you wake up one day and it's flagged, so whatever, right? But I want to talk about these hardcore topics, right? I want to ask these hard questions, and I made a community post earlier. I want to ask the question: is the black race really necessary?
Flag on the plate. Flag on the plate. Is the black, now granted this is a black man asking, is the black race really necessary? I want you guys to really think about that. Also, I want you to think the fact that it is a black man who is asking this question. To me, it makes you think, but it also makes you think, is there an ulterior motive? Is this for shock value, or is what you about to say really about to kind of get those brain juices flowing, or whatever the case may be? So we're gonna listen to him. I'm gonna give him a chance. Y'all watching football? I'm about to go back in the crib and watch some football myself. I got you. I just want to, hey, listen, man. I just wanted to come talk to y'all for a second. Okay, here we go.
Does the world need black people? If Thanos were to snap his fucking fingers, right, and get rid of all of the black people on the planet, what would the world be missing?
Salute.
world be missing? Dumbass dances, hip hop music, black culture. I'm waiting on one of you niggas.
Well, honestly, that's what they would be missing. They would be missing hip hop culture. They would be missing, African American culture. Yeah, I think that we are intertwined in fashion, movies, entrepreneurship. I mean, we definitely are intertwined in the staple of America. Even though we don't get highlighted, I think we are definitely intertwined. I think if you take the black race out, I think that things will be bland. I think things are being bland. You know what I'm saying? Food be bland. You know what I'm saying? Fashion would be bland. Hip hop, you know what I'm saying, would be it would be non-existent. So I think all music, jazz, classical music. Well, not classical music, but a lot of other musics or genres would be definitely go without that flavor or that pop. So I definitely think that a world without black people would be kind of bland. Not that saying that nobody else got flavor and culture, but I'm just saying now. I didn't have some white people macaroni. No shot. I'm about to piss somebody off. Not to say that white people can't cook. I'm just saying. Y'all seasoning just don't be right sometimes. Sometimes it be off. Don't blame me, goddammit. Don't blame me. You know what I'm saying? What's that big lady that got in trouble for racism? Saying racist comments that like to cook something. I mean, I know she's from the southern place or whatever, but I'm just saying, man, I definitely think black people provide are a staple in American society. I definitely think that. You know what I'm saying? Lovely said, I can't live without hip hop. Definitely, man. You know what? Like I said, I don't know if he's trolling right now. So it's like I done seen 2 or 3 of his videos, and they all on that cringe. It's all on that cringe factor. Like, is he for real or he playing? And I'm waiting for somebody to jump out and say, I got you. But don't nobody jump out. No, nobody, nobody jumps out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand that hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about hip hop, of course, gangster rap is a part of that as well. Gangster rap is a part of that as well. But man, think about all the great R&B songs, and a lot of y'all was born accidentally off these R&B songs. Let's just be real. So let's just be real. Think about all of the great singers, you know what I'm saying, that came. I mean, man, there's so many to name. Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle, Luther Vandross. It's so many singers that then came from the black race. I couldn't imagine, I couldn't fathom the world not hearing their voices. I mean, the national anthems, you know what I'm saying, have come, like school graduations. I mean, just all types of stuff. So a world without the black race, I think, would be bland. You know what I'm saying? Just like cooking, you know what I'm saying? Dancing, I think it would be bland. I think it wouldn't have flavor. I think it wouldn't pop. And I think that it would be less exciting. That's what I think.
Say black culture. Go ahead and say black culture. Go ahead and say that. Black culture without black culture, what? You wouldn't have what? Twerking?
Ooh, shots. That was a
That's
shot.
your final answer? Is that the fucking hill you want to die on, nigga? Black culture? Is that what you're gonna say? Let that come out of your mouth. Go ahead and type that shit in the comments and say that without black people, the world would be without black culture, and that would be a horrible fucking thing. Go ahead and fucking say that.
Well, without black people, the world would be without black culture. It wouldn't exist. If we didn't have black culture, a lot of things wouldn't exist. You understand what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people say, well, we don't need black culture, but to me, it's the essence of who we are. It's the staple of who we are. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of how much we complain about it, black culture is exciting. You know what I'm saying? Black culture has been adopted, you know what I'm saying, by a whole lot of other cultures. When you talk about hip hop, you see, Korean people doing hip hop. You see white people doing hip hop. People relate to that. You see musicals, with hip hop in it. Did you guys see Hamilton? Man, that was dope, man. I was sitting there watching that with my girls. Man, that was dope. Especially knowing about history And them doing it in that musical fashion, I thought that was dope. I thought it was phenomenal. We watched that at least twice. That shit was long as hell. But I thought it was dope. But I mean, even that had a overview of hip hop infused in it. So I just think that, you know, a world without black culture, you know what I'm saying, it would be missing an ingredient. You know what I'm saying? You probably can make it. It probably would exist. You probably would do well, but it is something about what black culture adds to the equation that makes it more exciting, that makes it more raw, that makes it more authentic, that makes it more lively, that makes it more flavorful. That's just me.
Because let's be honest, dude. Right? Who hates black people more than black people? Let's be honest with ourselves. So this fake ass outrage you niggas have over shit like videos of some Asians calling some black people niggers, or videos of some white people calling a black person a nigger in a store or some shit like that. I mean, are you kidding me? Meanwhile, I'm reading stories about how there's a man in Africa. Apparently, his whole family keeps telling him that he's too dark skinned. I mean, this is the kind of shit that goes on in the monkey community. This is what you monkeys do to one another, right? But then if an Asian calls you a nigger, let's have this fake ass outrage like we care about blackness. Like we don't insult blackness ourselves every day. Like niggas don't do everything in their power to cover up their blackness. Like niggas don't do everything in their power to find another lane as soon as they can, whether if a nigga can say he...
Do you think black people do whatever they can to cover up their blackness? Do you guys agree with that statement? I don't know if I agree with that statement. I don't know if people do everything they can to cover up their blackness. I think once you get a level of education, once you get a level of maturity, you try to do things that seem to be less wild. You try to do things that seem to be a little bit more structured. You try to think a certain way, carry yourself a certain way. Unfortunately, when you speak with a certain dialect, you articulate a certain way. Most black people say you're talking white, which I would think that, you know what I'm saying, you just using proper English without the slang, because you know when you go into a bank, you know when you go into some type of office, you go into an interview. I mean, you know that you can't say certain things, and that's why a lot of people get so frustrated when they have to have a conversation, because they know, you know, they can't use all of the jargon and the slang that they normally use on a daily basis to get their point across. That's why you see a lot of people, especially when they go to court, they don't know how to talk. You see what I'm saying? They go to an interview, they nervous because they never really have a conversation without using slang and jargon and cursing. I challenge a lot of people to say, you know what, just sit down and try not to use any slang, any jargon, or any curse words, and watch how uptight someone gets. Watch how emotional they get, because it's like, I can't express myself unless I say certain things. So I don't think people trying to hide being black. I just think that depending on how you level up and what's now important based on the status that you're at, you act differently, you think differently, you carry yourself differently. So yeah.
Gay first and black second. If a nigga can say he's Republican first and black second, if a nigga can say he's liberal first and black second, don't let a nigga find out he got some Hispanic in his blood. Don't let a nigga find out he got some Asian in his family. Don't let a nigga...
Woo. I'm up in here, this N-word ringing, boy. Golly, bro. Jesus Christ. This N-word is ringing. This won't be monetized. Jesus Christ. Man, it was different when I was listening just regular on my phone. It's going hard up in here, boy. Jesus Christ. Let me hurry up get through this joint. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Ring it.
Find out he got some Indian in her family. Don't let one of these niggas find out that they got anything other than some black in their family, because they're going to be that first and black second. Who hates blackness more than black people? Who's more racist towards black people than black people? Who's more hateful towards black people than other black people, bro? Who has more vitriol towards blackness in and of itself than black people?
Now, where he has a point, I really do see. But here's the thing: the issue is that it's only certain type of black people that promote jealousy for one another. It's only certain type of black people that promote hatred and disdain for one another. Only certain type, not all. Like when you have a bunch of successful people around each other, normally everybody's happy within their success. They're talking about buying boats. They're talking about going to Dubai. They're talking about property. They're talking good talk. You normally, when you get a bunch of people that don't get a lot of shit going on positive for themselves, they promote the most hatred, the most disdain, the most vile comments. So it's only low vibrating people that have a bunch of negativity to say about other people. It's not successful people for real. It's not successful for people for real. You see what I'm saying? So if you're in a group where it's like it's nothing but drama and gossip floating around, then I would tell you to change your group. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what he's saying, but it's certain types of black people that promote that disdain for other people.
You niggas are literally out here bleaching your motherfucking skin. But you want to whine about white people representing Jesus as a white man in the movies, but in reality, you do everything in your power to cover up your blackness. Who hates blackness more than black people? Let's be honest. How hard is it to find a nigga to pay to get in front of a camera and do a jig and do a dance with no regard for the image of his people or himself or his family? How easy is that? How easy is...
You're right, it is annoying. I think he definitely could have drove his point home without saying the N-word so many times. But I wanted you guys to hear this because I think that it's important for you to hear it. A world without black people, how would it be? Would it be safer? Would it be happier? Would it be more productive? You know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
To find a black person to betray his own and be a dictator and allow foreigners to come in and plunder the resources of black lands, African lands. How hard is that? How hard is it to find a nigga to sell out his own? How hard is that? It's not hard at all. It's very easy. Why is it so easy? Because black people hate black people. The vast majority of niggas can't wait for the opportunity. Can't wait for the chance. You just wait. You're waiting for somebody to show up with a check and give you the opportunity to show your vitriol for your people for a check. I don't hate black people.
How many people are selling people out, disrespecting and threatening people for a YouTube check? Ooh, I gotta agree with him on that one. I gotta agree with that. I gotta agree with him on that one, y'all. I gotta agree. We'll do anything and say anything for a YouTube check. I gotta agree with him on that one. I gotta agree. Don't argue with me.
And that's one thing about David Carroll I've come to realize, that David Carroll did not hate black people. He loved black people, but David Carroll understood the truth about black people. It's over. And when he kept saying that, a lot of people thought that he was just trying to be a shot jocker, so he's just saying it for shot value. He's just trying to get views. He's just saying whatever to get his message out. You know, he just wants to be as shocking. He wants his rhetoric to be as jarring and shocking, and you know that's the no. He was being honest. He was saying what he actually felt. He was acknowledging reality. So niggas can talk all this "we was king" shit all day long. Yeah, black people did some great shit in the past, but now, well, you niggas are done. You niggas are done. The niggas are only getting worse and worse and worse. So the question remains: if Thanos could snap his fucking fingers and get rid of all black people, what would the world be missing?
So obviously, I don't know if this is a rhetorical question, but he is black. So if Thanos snapped his finger, you'd be gone. You would fail. You would cease to exist too. So I don't know, man. He didn't say some black people. He said get rid of black people. So that means you and your whole lineage would be gone. So I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes like when I see people talk about black people, and I don't want to say with such great disdain, and I understand people are disappointed. People are disappointed because you want to see black men doing better. You want to see black women doing better. You want to see the black community. You want to see our children do better. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, regardless if you come, I come in peace or you come with guns. The fact of the matter is, it's a lot of people who tend to say, I don't want to hear that type of message. So I'm just, this guy is talking about snapping his finger. I could have sworn I put on the do not disturb. Hold on 1 second. I did not put on the do not disturb. Okay. He's talking about snapping his finger, getting rid of all black people. Suppose that happened. Do you think the world would be like kumbaya? Do you think it's because you got to think about all of the people that have married interracially. Oh my God, interracially. You got to think about all of the children that have been born. So it's just like you get rid of these black people. So now you really gonna have, you know what I'm saying? The black mother's gonna be gone. The black father's gonna be gone. The husbands, the wives, the cousins. So, the grandparents. So what do you guys think? What do you think about what he's saying? Slim says, but his logic, how could black people love the blackness or know their blackness? Especially when all of the images of divine of the mother, the son, God, where their bleach identity stolen. That's a good question. Me growing up, especially with the different churches and stuff that I went to, or denominations of churches, Jesus was always identified as a white guy. Every photo, every picture that I've seen growing up. So, which, you come to find out, hair like wool and skin, as dark as the Arabian saying, like, it's like, huh? What the? I ain't never seen this Jesus. Jesus must be at Waffle House, and he must have missed the casting date or something, like, because I ain't never seen this God right here. So, which is interesting because it's like, I'm gonna be honest. Let me ask you guys a question. Like, and I know Ricky Manor, he really be kind of hitting hard on some of these topics, and I've seen a couple other YouTubers, but I want to ask you guys a question or whatever. And I'm gonna roll back to slavery because I want to ask you guys this. In Africa, like with the slaves, they didn't have like Jesus and God, right? They worship other things, you know what I'm saying? They worship other things. So when they came to America, these people then introduced them to slavery by using Christianity, using the Bible, saying you should obey your master. So my thought process is, should black people believe in God? Should black people believe in Jesus? What do you guys think? I was in a long conversation with some people that says black people should not believe in Christianity because of that very reason. What do you guys think? Let y'all catch up.
We're already dealing with overpopulation as it is, black people. So, okay. I mean, I'm just saying, why not just go ahead and pack it on up? I mean, we're on social media and shit, arguing about aborting our children and shit. We're talking about killing our own kids and shit like that. I mean, look at the hatred that exists among ourselves. Let's just hang it up. Let it go. Live your best life and die.
Good point, Sexy Slim.
Because think about it. Why? I mean, if you're a spiritual person, right? Why would you do that to a spirit?
Why? Let me ask you guys a question. Why do you think YouTube allows hate speech? Like, I don't know what other platform I could go on and hear how young black men should be aborted. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been on another platform where I heard someone say young black boys should be aborted and have black women agree with that situation. Like that, bruh, I've never been anywhere where I've seen that. I don't know. I don't know. Like me personally, when something's going on and I believe it's promoting hate speech, I wish they have to give their real name and their real photo so that way we can identify these people. Like I really wish you couldn't hide behind an avatar or an icon or a letter. Like you would have to show your face and your full name, because I think people like that, it's like, huh? Like you applauding this? You think it's cool? Because my thought process is, I could see someone saying we need to control the birth rate of young black children until we get our shit together, until we have a better game plan. But just to say black male babies should be aborted, as if black females, there's no problem there. So it just kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of crazy.
Why would you conceive a child and, put that spirit into the body of a child that's going to be born into a community that hates itself, that does not want to progress?
Do you believe the black community hates itself? Do you believe that the black community hates itself? The black community does not want to do better, does not want to... I'm going to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of people who are afraid to do better. And they're not just in the black community anymore. Some people done leveled up and did a whole lot of other stuff. Then stumbled across some money, then did something, and they got some money or whatever. I think there are some people that are stuck in a real life generational curse, that because they don't know how to manage money, when they get money, they blow it real quick on the most materialistic shit that they can find, because they want to show everybody they got money now, but they don't take that money and invest in anything. They don't buy homes outside the hood. It's like the hood life is the way to go. I'm gonna get my PPP loan. I'm gonna get my PPP loan. I'm gonna get my child tax credit. I'm gonna file my regular taxes. I'm gonna get my food stamps, and I'm gonna stay in this Section 8 house, and I'm not going to go out, because guess what? As long as I stay in the projects, I have a cushion. I have protection, and that protection is called Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam will provide. Uncle Sam will provide. I don't have to work. All I have to do is make sure that I check a couple blocks every month, and I will get that money. What happens if Uncle Sam says, now we're going to change the criteria for how you receive assistance? That you have to maintain a job. You have to do drug testing. You have to either do a trade or something, and have a trade completed in a certain amount of time. What if Uncle Sam held people to a standard? Do you think that will help break up the generational curses that we have? Something to think about.
Anti-intellectual that pedestalizes the very worst within it, ostracizes the best and brightest.
Hood rich. You're right.
Can't wait to turn on its own.
You're right.
Can't wait to sell out its own. Why would you bring a spirit into the world to be among people like that? Let that spirit go to a community of people that has dignity. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say black people don't have any dignity. It's some things that we can say, but I think black people are very prideful of what it is that they believe in. Whatever standards and morals, depending on where they're from and where they're at, they are very prideful in that particular situation. So dignity, I don't think black people lack dignity. I think we're prideful about the wrong shit. I think we're prideful about things that really shouldn't matter as much as it do. But again, depending on what our society says, where we're at, you know, we need to care more about those rims and about that weed and about that Hennessy. We need to care more about that because that's the cool thing to do. Hey, I got the best smoke. I got the biggest chain. I got the biggest rims. I got the best old school. I got this. I got that. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, cool. What's your credit score? No. Let's not talk about that. Okay, cool. What do you own? No. It's not about me owning anything. It's just about me looking good. Have you ever traveled outside the city? No, but so you ain't really living life. You're not really enjoying yourself. You see what I'm saying? So the fact of the matter is, being hood rich is only cool to those that believe that being hood rich is important.
Don't do that to that spirit. Let that spirit go into an Asian body or a white baby or Hispanic baby. You know what I mean? A baby. Let that spirit go into a community, go into the body of a human being that's within a community that cares about itself, that can work together, that doesn't hate itself. Not perfect. No community is perfect, but come on. Every black person watching this video knows that if you could do it all over again, you wouldn't choose black.
Hey, he said every black person knows that if you could do it all over again, you wouldn't choose black. Is that so? If you could come back as any race, would you choose to be black? Oh my God. Wow. I would come back as black. I would still come back as black. I would. I would come back as black. That is interesting that he just said that. Every black person knows that if you had the choice, you wouldn't come back as black. Hey, bro, no disrespect to Ken Murphy, bro. That kind of shows. It kind of shows who you are on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like who you really are on the inside. Because my thought process is I don't know anyone that's not proud to be the race that they are. Like I don't like hang around those people. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't well, I ain't proud to be white. I ain't proud to be Hispanic. I ain't proud to be Oriental. I ain't proud to be black. It's like, I mean, I'm disappointed in some of the things that black people do, but I'm not disappointed in being black. This dude is, bro, you wild, man. That was a wild statement, man. That was a wild statement. You know you wouldn't come back as a wow. That's wild. That's a wild statement right there. That was wild. That was wild, y'all. That was a wild statement.
Are black people inherently inferior? No. But the situation is FUBAR. It's done.
I hear you, Ms. Brown.
It's done. The damage is irreparable. It's done. We came from greatness, but look at us now. I just think it's time to hang it the fuck up. What say you guys?
Jada said she coming back.
Like I said, I'm going to take this channel in another direction. We're going to still have the hard conversations, but we're going to ask some other questions this time around. See y'all next time.
Want to be happy? Build a life, not just a business.
Okay. He said a lot. Mr. Ken Murphy said a lot. I'm going to tag him in this video. I'm gonna see what his response is going to be. But this is my thought process, Ken. I don't know if you want to come back as a white person or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when we have an opportunity to speak to the black community or to individuals such as black men, black women, or black children, we have a responsibility and a duty on our platforms to address them and talk about solutions. Now, I do realize that we are behind the power curve on some things, some advancements in regards to us just not wanting to do better as a whole, as a collective. Like anytime you have a collection of people that promote, let's abort black baby boys and, let's bash black men. Anytime you have those type of collective of people, there's always going to be resistance. There's always going to be pushback or whatever. Charleston White I had it queued up. I don't know why I didn't play. But Charleston White was talking to a guy that was interviewing him, and he was talking about, you know, rap music and how it influences the black culture and how rap music should be held responsible. There is a bill coming out where, or a petition against the bill that says rap music should be excluded. Like if you rap something, it can't be held against you in a court of law. And Charleston White, again, once you say something I can agree with, I can salute, I can give you your flowers. Charleston White, he said that, no, I think that, you know, rappers should be held responsible for the lyrics that they put out. If they're going to self-snitch on themselves, then that's on them. If they're going to say that I got 4 guns, my homie got 3 guns, we got a tank, you know, we got a helicopter that shoot missiles, and we rode down on the south side and we got rid of everybody, and you put it in the song, you should be held liable when you go to court. And I totally, absolutely agree. Too many people are just saying anything for clout, for clicks, for views, for money, for some type of status that really in real life they don't really have. The fact of the matter is people should be held liable. So I definitely agree that if they're passing a bill that says, you know what I'm saying, if you rap it and you say you live in it, you should be held responsible by it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mario J. This right here, bruh, this is Tough Love. I appreciate you guys. I'm hoping that you guys had a phenomenal week. I'm about to go catch some of these games. We have an opportunity to really grow. I don't even want to say build. We have an opportunity to really grow and speak with one another with a level of courtesy and decency. And there are other people who are looking at the black race and they're saying, if you can't respect one another, why should I respect you? Till next time, adult up. Peace. I appreciate y'all.